Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Last Minute Rundown. I'm Deviant Dario.
Incident 1.
And today we're going to be talking about the two most ruthless fucking hunters in the galaxy. We got Predator, or the Yaoja, versus Boba Fett, the real Mandalorian. And holy shit, this is going to be an interesting one. And correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Machinima do this like 10 years ago?
They probably did.
I have to check that. That was an old one. Real old one. Still good one. But yeah. So I'm not gonna lie. I was trying to figure out how the Predator's going to fight is gonna be a little complicated because even for them, they're not all gonna have
movie series that I have yet to watch.
Yes, but none of them carry the exact same weapons as each other. It's mainly based off of because most of their weapons, in fact, all their weapons are earned based on whatever their mission or hunt was. And if they completed said mission, then that's what they get for them. And each Predator is very different. Like, they go down their own path and acquire their own types of weaponry. But that being said, we'll pretty much go through what each one of them would eventually carry on them, and then class-based stuff, that's a whole nother story. So we got the typical bio helmet that he used, that famous kick-ass helmet, and it's got multiple different vision modes. Let's see, being ultraviolet, night vision, binocular-based vision, the heat vision based off of like a slightly lowered, toned-out version based off of their own actual vision, where they can just see infrared, so it's able to slightly control a little bit more and less focused. More focused. A language translator, which I forgot about, where it just kind of just records everything going on the whole hunt, and if it hears something useful, like a certain prey talking, it will use that to fuck with his prey. And not even that, he can even without the helmet, he can kind of do that himself. It's just like their natural defense mechanism of their race, which is kind of interesting, which definitely shows how hardcore they are even without the freaking equipment.
It's like a Wendigo.
Oh, yeah. Kind of. Wrist gauntlet. That thing's got so many different types of gadgets on there. It is vicious. It is the power glove from hell. So it's got an energy flashlight, which is similar to its shoulder plasma blaster on its shoulder, except a lot more powerful and a little bit slower technically. But my God, does it work? Less accurate, but it definitely clears up the area. That being said, it also got a power punch glove. Yeah, so basically it makes your punches just more powerful than it needs to be, and these things are freaking hard to kill. Like, they can lift an Arnie right off the ground without even trying. And that's just from the weak one. They definitely like to experiment with their prey enough to not more than just understand them, but find a way to better themselves one way or the other. Regardless of which canon you look at with them, it's pretty much all the same. Obviously, their famous cloaking ability, which makes them invisible until the device itself is damaged. But if they do get hurt while in cloak, like say they start bleeding, that blood will show. So you have to be really lucky with that. But still, basically, form of invincibility, and it's always going to be Predator's go-to ability. It's awesome. So, charge emitter, where it basically emits a surge of ultra-high electric frequencies from the wrist gauntlet, which would actually be capable of disabling certain electronical devices. So that definitely could be useful, say, against any of Boba's equipment, say if you're able to get a shot with it, but even just for a little while, but still. Very useful device. A SATCOM, which basically gives them a holographic map projector of the whole freaking area. Basically, Master Chief map, like the Halo map. That's basically what it is. And of course, how can you forget if all goes to shit, the self-destruct device. And that thing is basically a mini nuke. That thing will cover up a whole freaking, what was the area? Say about a good 2 mile radius, I believe. Not too. I mean, not nothing compared to like a real freaking nuke, but still, to make sure that nothing survives in that little area and no evidence was left behind, that will definitely get the job done. Definitely carries himself a little medical kit just in case, but he needs to be able to have time to apply that to himself. Has its own like ceremonial based weaponry or even trophies to take with, like a ceremonial dagger, which is used by warriors as a last resort or a weapon to take trophies from fallen enemies. A predator axe, which I'm not even sure. Well, actually, was mainly used by the Super Predator in the latest movie. Well, second latest movie, but we'll see if that's brought in or not. It's more use of utility than a weapon, similar to like a pickaxe or a shovel. But we'll see how if that even go into play. The grappling hook on the wrist gauntlet alone will allow him to freaking be Spider-Man like crazy, and especially with what allow him to be able to work through areas like the trees or high buildings, like in the second movie.
The trees.
They're in the fucking trees. They are the fucking trees.
They're speaking Vietnamese.
And also another thing, depending on the choice of the Predator, they can usually have like their own like little gadget, like almost like animal like scout like weapon or just drone in general. Like there was a Falcon one, there was even a bug like one. And let's see, the type of body armor is composed of partially or full breastplated paldrones, gauntlets, extreme armor, and is xenomorph proof for blooded yards. So okay, so that being said, if it's xenomorph blood proof, so the thing is basically able to handle acid very well, but we're not sure about blaster fire. And depending on the type of armor they get, like I know certain predators would get their own more higher grade base armor, but again, that's mostly based on like the class based system from the games. And I'm not sure how they're going to be treating that for this fight, but yeah. And honestly, he's got a lot more weapons to work with, but we'll let him go through it. Real question. Can his plasma burn through Beskar? Or even Dursteel at this point? I am not sure. Dursteel, most likely. Beskar is out of the question. I'm not sure.
I am 99% sure his armor is Beskar. It's just that 1% of people saying, no, it's Dursteel. I'm like, I have no idea, but I'm 99% sure it's Beskar.
Yeah. But in reality, what I think the Predator has an advantage is basically his training. And even then, that's saying something because both of these fighters have spent their whole life nothing but training and surviving from birth. If not ritualistically, then just by basic want of survival. So yeah, like I said, Predator's got a mad array of other weapons to work with, and but most of them might not even get a dent in on him. It's really based on what's his most powerful weapon that could actually damage his armor, or at least give him enough of an edge to be able to find an opening in between the armor. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can think of on the Predator. So now what's next is Boba.
All right, so let's go to Boba Fett real quickly. We don't know the story of Boba Fett.
We don't know the
Fett's
book
son, Clone Camino.
May or may not have a sister if anyone watches that show.
I know, right? So, in his time, he achieved so many feats, surviving the Sarlacc pit, matching Darth Vader in combat, and capturing Han Solo, and in one timeline, achieving the title of Mandalore. But, well, that's probably in Legends, which I'm going to include some Legends stuff in here, just in case.
You might as well, because they're trying to slowly bring it back, so it might as well be canon.
Yeah, so let me just mention some Legends things. Let's start with his, the Mandalorian body armor. Most likely Beskar. Nearly indestructible, has a micro energy field, penetrating radar, and protection from fire, poison, acid, and cold. And the most important feature of the Mandalorian body armor, it has a retractable drinking straw. I'm not shitting you.
You know what? I believe it.
His wrist gauntlets, the flamethrower, the whipcord, the wrist laser, concussion missiles, and stun missiles. Next, we have his EE-3 carbine blaster, his usual gun. Fire short burst, scope outfitted, shoulder sling, rockabye rifle. His jetpack, which most Mandalorians have. I'm not going to say all of them because
They gotta earn that shit.
yeah, because Jin had to earn it. It's Jin, whatever the Mandalorian's real name is. Hand-free, he can fly up to a minute with his jetpack at a speed of 145 kph. I hate metric system or whatever.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
Then again, it's pretty fast, and their armor is definitely good enough to be able to allow them to withstand that pressure. So,
a magnetic grappling hook and anti-vehicle homing kit, which we all know his big fuck off rocket on the jetpack.
he was
Let's see
aiming
here.
for the other one.
Yeah, he got both. So,
But he was aiming for the other one.
He has his starship, the slave one. Going back to his armor, it has 300. It says it has 360-degree field of vision, infrared sensor, environmental filter. Can track 30. It can track 30 targets at once, and I can't stress the importance of this retractable drinking star to you. It says under his weaponry, he has a concussion grenade launcher, and I'm pretty sure this weapon's only in Legends because I haven't seen him use it. I mean, I imagine so. The lightsaber.
Oh yeah,
Or
no, he's gotten that from other dead Jedi. Will he actually use it in the fight? I have no idea. He's even used that against Vader. How he survived, I don't know. Comics.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. 90 miles an hour with the jetpack. I had to look it up. It was bothering me.
Alright, so at least we have an idea how fast he can move.
So,
Because that's going to be his only
know,
wheel ray of traversing around the Predator. Because he's going to be zigzagging with that freaking thing.
I feel like the hardest part for Boba is going to be finding Predator when he goes invisible.
I mean, does he have any? Does he have any visual aids with his helmet? Like, is he able to?
Yeah, he has. He has the infrared sensor and environmental filter. That's like the two things it says he has.
All right, as long as he keeps that handy, he'll be able to somewhat keep an eye on him. And then once he figures out how to way to get past his cloaking, then, yeah.
I mean, they'll probably have him damage it once he goes invisible.
True.
I mean, they both have, grappling wires, so I can see a scene where they both grapple each other.
Yeah. Oh, forget it. Also, another thing. I didn't mention because, my God, does Predator have an array of weapons, but he even has that freaking net launcher that doesn't even just hold you in. It literally just tightens to the point where it kind of, like, cuts you.
I don't think Boba has anything, like, really that can cut you besides a lightsaber, but, he has his EE3 carbine rifle, his Sarkros K11 blaster pistol.
And he might have a knife on him for good measure, but that's about it. No real, like, nothing like a lightsaber, nothing like a dark saber.
Well, here's the thing. It says he once ruled Mandalore. Like, he was given the title ruler of Mandalore, so he may have. I'm pretty sure
but I don't think that was. Yeah, but I don't think the dark saber was in that lore yet. At least last time I checked. That's definitely a Legends thing.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't know. I didn't read Legends, so I have no idea. Or watch Legends. I don't know what it is. I'm a comic or if it's like.
Yeah, so
more likely a comic.
So that'll just be more in theory, if anything.
Yeah. So I want Boba Fett to kill him with the retractable drinking straw.
My God.
That will make it for the whole Mewtwo thing.
I feel like gadget-wise, Boba has the advantage here so far, but I think training-wise, the Predator gets
goes to the Predator.
That being
said, we don't
know
how much training Boba's had, but let's be honest. In regular canon, Boba Fett's only 35, and in Legends, he's 70-something.
Yeah, the guy cannot die. You can do. They've literally thrown him in a freaking the anus of Tatooine, and that didn't even do
it. Multiple times.
Yeah, well, a couple times. Even canonically, he has almost gotten himself back in. That was the episode. All right.
Plus, he's had training with the Sand People as well. So, not saying that's training, but that's more.
No, that counts as training. He was definitely he had more training in hand-to-hand based combat and melee, especially if he's gonna bring out that his personal gaffy stick. That thing is
Yeah.
pretty tough. And could it take on a few of Predator's melee-based weapons? Yeah, but I don't know. But that being said, the Predator is going to have a lot of tricks up his sleeve. He's going to really Sun Tzu the shit out of this fight.
It's
Like
gonna be
all.
interesting to say the least.
Oh yeah, this I will admit this one might have been a little lazy in setup, but it's definitely going to be an interesting outcome because there has been some deep information on these guys that we haven't been able to get in time that I know is going to be the major factor.
Oh
Like,
yeah, his knee pad rocket dart launcher too. I forgot about
oh,
that.
I did, and that thing was very memorable in that episode when he's just like, can I put my gun just to throw people off in my knee?
I don't know if he's gonna have. I doubt it. The Camino saber dart. It says he has it.
He might, but we'll see. Cause he's gonna, or because here's another thing: the Predator's also gonna have his own version of a lightsaber called the not plasma caster. Why can't I find there we go. It was called the plasma scythe, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's basically a
Right.
stick scythe end where plasma-based energy comes out through the top, making a kind of L shape.
All right.
You can play hockey with that motherfucker,
So
and he
they both have similar technology. So
very similar. I mean, that being said, I still compare the I'm not gonna even say its name. The Predator freaking technology more compared to the Sanguine Elites from Halo. I was really hoping they would have them fight, but we're not gonna get that clearly. So fuck it. This is just me just as good. All right. So I don't really have much really to add unless you got anything.
no, that's about it.
All right, so that's about it. Pretty straightforward, but still going to be a very interesting battle. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for joining us for this last minute rundown. I'm Deviant Dario,
Infinite one.
and you have a wonderful night.